Hello listeners, my name's Kevin Borras. I'm the presenter of a podcast called Clutching at Crumbs, and I'm reviewing Andy Hughes' album, Journal for the Jilted Generation. Now the saying, never judge a book by its cover, has rather been blown out of the water over the past few years by the rising popularity of internet dating. But with 26-year-old Andy's fourth solo album, it's still got a fair amount of merit. A suitably black and white image of a girl dressed head to toe in black lace, holding a leather-bound book, presumably the journal in the title, kneeling in a graveyard next to a toppled cross. It's equally reminiscent of a still from a Hammer horror film from the 60s, although perhaps this says more about me than anything else. Tales of the Riverbank. First impression then, early 80s goth, probably supported the March Violets of the Ipswich Polytechnic Students' Union in 1985. However, first impressions are, more often than not, hopelessly wrong. This is very much a 2020 dip into NWO BHM territory. That's new wave of British heavy metal, for those too young to remember or too comfortable on the sofa to go and look it up. And what's even more notable even than a musician so young being clearly inspired by Diamond Head, is the album's cast. Lead and backing vocals, Andy Hughes. Lead guitar, Andy Hughes. Rhythm guitar, Andy Hughes. Acoustic guitar, Andy Hughes. Bass, Andy Hughes. Drums, hang on, Andy Hughes. Keyboards, Andy Hughes. Recorded, produced and engineered by, Andy Hughes. Make no mistake, this is the very definition of the phrase solo album, although James Pepper played drums on a couple of tracks and Dante DiCarlo did some production work. In the course of the best part of 80 minutes, 12 of these 15 songs are over 5 minutes long, the Peterborough-based multi-instrumentalist takes you on a journey that includes Manic Street Preachers-esque fist wavers, late 70s power pop, doom-laden slabs of blackness straight out the Tony Iommi school of riffology, and hints of early Def Leppard, all topped off with Hughes' unique vocal range. Imagine if Queensryche's Jeff Tate had replaced James Dean Bradfield on Generation Terrorists, and you're not far off. The songs themselves, well, they're kind of tales of lost loves and lost hope in the dystopian Britain that we find ourselves trapped in, safe, thanks to some poorly cooked Chinese street food. The standout tracks are the title track, Ghost, Tribal Army, Black Sky, and Waiting for a Rapture, the latter being wholly redolent of NWO BHM mainstays Samson. There's a surfeit of hooks, with second single Viva La Rev being the closest thing a Journal for the Jilted Generation has to a floor filler. Check out the video, which is appropriately stuffed full of revolutionary images, including Hughes himself soloing confidently astride an abandoned tank, seemingly filmed on the streets of Havana. It's a monster of a record, somehow both dark and uplifting at the same time, and all the while you're reminded that it's the work of just one man, a self-taught man at that. A second wave of British heavy metal classic recorded in a bedroom in Cambridgeshire. The album is bookended by the sound of bells, ominously onerous at the outset, pealing out in celebration at the end. As self-referential comments on a record go, it's remarkably apt. 4 stars.